The 90s was a great time. Pokémon, Dragon Ball Z, Batman the Animated Series, and all those shows have sadly come and gone. Or maybe except Pokémon, but who wants to watch that new shit anyways? Though besides comic book characters, there's two things that you can always count on that will be rebooted. The Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers. Now I've been on a Power Rangers high as I'm reading the fantastic Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover comic, and it was a good mate's birthday the other day. And I thought for my second video on my new channel, I'd take a look at Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, which has just hit Game Pass. What is Power Rangers Battle for the Grid? Well, I'm glad nobody asked. It's a fighting game where you clearly play as the Power Rangers. There is a story going on here, and it's basically that Tommy, the Green Power Ranger, in the future has turned into Lord Draken, killed Rita Repulsa, and is trying to capture and kill all Power Rangers across multiple universes, and it's up to you to stop him. At least that's what I understood of it. Pretty basic if you ask me, but for a simple fighting game, I'd expect nothing more. Battle of the Grid isn't setting out to be the next Mortal Kombat or Tekken, but it also isn't really trying to reach those heights too.
Power is dangerous.
3, 2, 1.
We'll never give up without a fight.
Yes, my lord.
Gameplay is pretty straightforward. It's a fighting game for fuck's sake. Unlike titles like Mortal Kombat, rather than having rounds where your character will dust themselves off and get a fresh health bar, the fights work a little bit like we got with Dragon Ball Z, Budokai and Xenoverse. You'll have 2 health bars in story mode where you're only controlling the one character, and when one bar is down, you just immediately move on to the next health bar. In the story mode, you'll generally play as one ranger taking on 2 to 3 enemies where you'll have multiple health bars and the enemies will have 1 bar per character. The combat and the hit detection ain't too bad either. I genuinely found myself sitting on the edge of my couch while playing this and enjoying myself. The combat is a little bit like what we got with the Marvel vs. Capcom series, and as you can see there are energy gauges below. Charge up an energy gauge and you can perform a powered combo that will deal a decent amount of damage, or charge up even more and perform a dope attack that is actually pulled straight from Marvel vs. Capcom.
Tyrannosaurus!
You'll even be able to call down Megazords or Giant Goldar to assist during fights. But what if you're not a massive fighting game fan? Well, Jimmy, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is button mash friendly. Yes, players will be able to learn attacks and juggle their opponents in the air, but casual players can still mash their palm against the controller. When playing the standard arcade mode, you'll select 3 characters to choose from, and the roster is a little bit lackluster. Where the fuck is my boy Ivan Ooze?
Yeah, we're the Power Rangers.
Woo! Where's my autograph book? Ah! Power Rangers, huh?
We'll have the OG Red Ranger, the Green Ranger, and you'll be able to purchase a skin for the Ranger Hunter to play as the Pink Ranger. Yep, purchase a skin. If you're a fan of the later Power Ranger shows, you'll get a tease of some of the characters. There's even a cat Red Ranger. Okay. Now my knowledge of the Power Rangers is only the first series and that awesome fucking movie, but Pirate Power Rangers are a fucking sick idea. I don't know if the show is any good or not, but the idea alone is dope. You'll also be able to play as Iron Man. I mean, the shit Power Ranger movie that we got a couple of years ago. Look at him. His playstyle is even Iron Man from Marvel vs. Capcom. He shoots blasts out of his fucking hands. The designs and abilities of the Power Rangers in that movie were fucking awful. As you can see on the character select screen, there are a heap of locked characters behind a paywall, that if you spend $7, you can use them. Which ain't bad. Some characters in other fighting games go for roughly $15 to $20, but you'll also have to purchase skins. So if you want an alternate skin for the Red Ranger, cough it up there, big boy. The character roster for Battle of the Grid ain't great, but for one of the first Power Ranger games to come out on current gen consoles, it could be a lot worse. It's just a shame that if you're a fan of the Blue Ranger, you'll be stuck with the Blue Iron Man rather than the OG Blue Ranger. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid will also be great for parents and kids. If your kid loves the new Power Ranger series and you have no idea what it is, but you grew up on the original guys, well then, Battle of the Grid has you sorted. I'd love to see though the Power Rangers be brought over to the next series of Injustice, just like we got the Ninja Turtles in Injustice 2. Currently, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is $30 on consoles or free with Xbox Game Pass. Now, It will not include any characters or skins, so if you're loving it, you'll need to fork out extra for these characters and skins. But for a cheap fighting game that basically the whole family can play, there ain't much I'm going to argue with here.